Question everything. You know, when it comes to being a parent, we all want the best for our children, and we want to raise them to the best of our ability, and we want them to be as great and be able to be as productive as they can possibly be, bringing greatness not just to themselves but to others around them as they come into the system of America, dealing on a day-to-day basis of taking care of themselves within our society. And with that, you know, as a parent, we all know the training and the teaching of your child starts at home, and it starts with you as the individual parents taking care of this child, or the guardian of this child. We all know this. But what are the challenges? What is the major challenge against you raising a child to be its greatest in society? I would say society itself. Why? Because society itself promotes from other individual adults that are wealthy and rich and in the elite eye of being the leaders of society, are the ones who's promoting the problems that you want your child to avoid. And it's a trickle-down effect. It's no different than the local liquor store on the corner. You raise your child telling your child that drinking is bad and it causes alcoholism, and you can become an alcoholic, which can be very dangerous and destructive to your life, as well as producing an individual that can be destructive in society. But yet still, you have a liquor store on every corner. You tell your child all the time that drinking is bad. Drinking is wrong. But yet still, you got actors, entertainers that actually tell your children on mainstream TVs, mainstream radios, that it's okay to drink. It's okay to go and buy out the bar. It's okay to get on Ciroc, Henny, and all these different things that they put jewelry and chains and lavish furs on, and nice Mercedes and all different types of cars, Rolls Royces, you name it, and limos behind them to promote this destruction of alcoholism to your child through all these different airways. At the same time, you as the individual father, individual mother, or vice versa, trying to tell this child at home that it's wrong to drink, but everywhere you go, from the TV screen to the billboards to the radio, is telling your child that it's okay to. It's the same thing when it comes to breaking the law. You tell your child to follow the rules, because if you don't follow the rules, you can get in trouble and you can get punished in your house. But then at the same time, there's rules outside in the world when they leave your house. And you want your child to follow the rules in the house, and you want your child to follow the rules outside in the world, because that will cause them to be committing crime if they're not following the rules outside in the world. Thus, police departments, police officers, and so on. But then as you tell your child that, for instance, drugs are bad, then you turn on the TV screen and you got actors promoting movies that show people selling and doing drugs all the time. You got actors on TV promoting breaking the law and doing these same unlawful crimes on TV as you tell your child that is wrong. Same thing with the video games. You got games like Grand Theft Auto, showing your child that you can run up and pull people out the cars in the video game and jack them for the car. At the same time, you're telling your child in your house that you're not supposed to do this. It's a real domino effect when you say to yourself, well, wow, no matter what I tell my child as individuals at home, you got all the world of America and all its mainstream areas of media in billboards on the highways and all over the place, marketing and promoting all the things you're saying that your child shouldn't be about. Drugs will destroy your life, but drugs are promoted in a lot of different musics. But you're at home teaching your child to be the greatest it can possibly be and never to get on drugs, because your drugs will destroy your child's life. it will make us a person unproductive in society. And it can put your child 6 feet deep, as well as cause them to commit some type of crime that can put someone else 6 feet deep. So that's a no-no, son. Daughter, don't never get involved in that. But yet still, society, through the actors and the wealthy, they promote that it's okay. Because they promote it on their movies, their billboards, their radio stations, and so on. And you got to ask yourself, how do you, as the individual parent, fight the mainstream society of the United States promoting all the wrong that you telling your child that the child don't supposed to be about? How do you combat that when it's just you and your wife or your spouse? How do you do it? How do it make sense? And how many people, children, are going to get lost to idolizing it, worshiping, and be mentally becoming fans to those that are wealthy that is promoting this and want to be like them? How many actual children going to actually want to be like the ones that's telling them to do these things that you telling them is unlawful to do? And how do we change that? Because you and I at home individually trying to raise a child to never drink alcohol, that way they can never become an alcoholic, with all the different alcoholic stores all over and all the radios that push music that promotes that you can do alcohol. How do you stop it individually by yourself in your own household? Because at the end of the day, I'm baffled at it. I'm confused. I just don't get it. Because if it's just me and my wife, for say, teaching that you don't supposed to do these things, with everybody else that the child may look up to pushing that you're supposed to do these things, or it's okay to do these things, how do we stop the child from listening to them and listen to us? Because you got all sorts of the rappers, the Babies, you got Cardi B's, you got the Jay-Z's and the Snoop Dogg's and all these different types of people that can promote these things that are living way better than me and my wife. And my child see that and look at me and look at them, and it's not a hard logical choice to make when it comes to what they're pushing over me, because they're showing a lifestyle that I can't produce. But yet still, I'm telling the child what they're saying is wrong. How do we beat that as everyday people, knowing that these people are pushing this type of rhetoric on our children today and to the world at this matter? What do we supposed to do? And where do we go with these complaints when it comes to pushing and promoting violence, crime, drug use on mainstream airways? Who do we talk to get those things off to be able to protect the children that's coming up? And do you want to protect the children that's coming up from these type of things that are being promoted on mainstream billboards and movie theaters and so on? What is your response to it? Because see, I don't know. And I don't understand it. But that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.